on now. You already know what this is. First things first. God did this. Don't get mad with us. I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend, Eric Knight. And we got the one man and the only man that can check you into the Heartbreak Hotel, the Heartbreak Prince himself. Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
I
Hey,
know I'm sexy. I
yeah.
got the looks
Mm.
that drive all the girls wild.
Ooh, yeah, really moving
Already
Already on
shenanigans
10.
already. Yeah.
And then we got the legacy maker himself, Mr. Exclusive.
Hey,
Man.
yo, it's good to be back. It's been a week, and I missed you guys, and so it's good to be back to talk some wrestling. It's good to be talking some wrestling, you know.
Hey man, look, we're glad to have you back. And we got to talk about this week because it's about to get real crazy. Because honestly, today is going to be, honestly, this whole weekend is about to be insane. It's about to be a very busy weekend for all of us, let alone being Memorial Day and all these PLEs and pay-per-views going on. But, we got to talk about this whole week. So let's go ahead and kick it off with the 3 hours, well, should I say the 2 hours and
2 hours.
30 minutes of fire. Well, Monday Night Raw, baby. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Monday Night Raw, they was in Greenville. Y'all already know that's where I'm at.
That boy
I'm
was in the
there.
building. That boy was in the
there.
building.
You know what I'm saying? So I seen a few things happen that night. It was kind of crazy. Few things, I ain't gonna lie. First things first, before we even get into the show, gotta shout out, we gotta give some prayers and some thoughts to our girl Zoe Stark, you know what I'm saying? Seeing that
Yes.
injury was very very heartbreaking,
Gruesome.
man.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
not
man.
talking about the
It was,
hotel, baby. We're not talking about the
yeah,
hotel.
man.
this time.
Yeah, man. That was tough. That was tough to
Mhm.
see. We
Yeah.
just hope for your for a speedy recovery. We hope to see you come back because honestly, Money in the Bank, I always say this was your time to get your spots in as always.
Yeah.
So it was sad to see, but speedy recovery. But let's go ahead and kick off the show because we kicked it off with the Maverick, good old Logan Paul. Man comes out, says how he really knocked out Jey Uso 3 times. Gunther comes out, tells him it really doesn't matter. He hopes he does what he thinks he's going to do, but it doesn't matter because when the bell rings, Gunther does what he does best. And he's going to put Logan down. He's going to put Jay down. He's going to get that title back. Talks a lot of stuff. Walks out. As he walks out, who comes behind Logan Paul? You already know what it is. 4 letters, 1 word. Jey Uso, man, comes up and gets my man Logan Paul with a super kick and tells Logan, facts, it's about to be 1, 2, 3 for Logan Paul. In fact, for Gunther, it's about to be rest for him because he knows when it comes to Phoenix, Gunther says he's telling Gunther he's next. And I ain't talking Goldberg. Then we flash forward to, the greatest luchador of all time, Grande Americano. This is just, this is great. This is great. El Grande Americano helping Judgment Day yet again. And this is just really for, just furthering this feud with El Grande Americano and Penta. And I'm loving this. And I ain't talking Burger King. This is good. This is good. I meant to say I'm loving this, and I ain't talking McDonald's. That's my bad, because I'm still hungry. But that being said, seeing what was going on here was good. Because what happens next? Good old Finn. Finn in the Judgment Day getting the dub over Penta. And honestly, this looked good. Getting it over Penta and AJ Styles. 1, 2, 3, looking good. And Judgment Day looking solid. Then we flash forward to the man, The man,
Lyra's face. What's
just
going
getting. Come on now, Lyra. Man, look.
on? She
Lyra
look
is not
crazy,
playing.
bro.
She ain't playing. She is on 10 on bull. This is her just getting her revenge. She's really trying to do everything she can to get Becky out of here. So it's Becky and it's Nate.
Come here, my pretty. She look crazy.
I mean, this is a
Diabolical,
triple
y'all.
threat. We had what Becky, Roxanne, and Natalia. And it didn't matter what Becky was doing. Lyra came and grabbed her again. Natalia tried to pull her out. Lyra said, nah, bring that over here, boy. And literally, to that, Roxanne hits a pop rocks on Natalia. And now she's got her spot in that Money in the Bank match.
Thank God.
Craziness. And it's great. They need this. Then we flash forward to that man, Austin Theory, kind of just being out there helping Grayson Waller and Sheamus. And honestly, I'm starting to see the signs of Austin Theory where it seems like the crowd is actually with him. They're actually kind of behind him. This man is starting to get his own natural aura that is seeming to become organic. Now, it's happening slowly over time. Now, I'm not going to tell you, Triple H, don't go ahead and rush this because we don't need to. But this looked good because now Grayson Waller, just really got manhandled and took a L to Sheamus. So this was good for Sheamus's part, and this looked even better for the story between Grayson and that man Theory, Austin Theory. Then we flash forward to a triple threat match that became just a singles match. Triple threat originally was Zoe Stark, Rhea Ripley, and the returning Kairi Sane. Unfortunately, like we said earlier in the show, Zoe Stark had an injury. So it became a singles match midway with Rhea Ripley getting the dub and actually now solidifying her spot for that Money in the Bank, which wouldn't be bad because it might sound good. Mommy in the Bank. Who knows? Then we flash forward to Seth and Braun Breaker having a match. Paul Heyman looking like he's ready to throw the dukes up. Okay.
Put him
I
on.
don't know. We knew what was going to happen with this. Come on now. Stop playing. What happened? That man Seth Rollins in the all denim. Okay. In the all denim, stomping out Jey Uso. Okay. Beating the hell out of Jey. Match is over. Call the match, ref. Now it's in there. Seth throws Jey back in. Now they're beating the hell out of Jey. Braun and Seth. Who comes out? Sami Zayn. Now this made me think, what if this is that same look we're going to have if Sami is the one that joins Seth? I thought about that for a little minute. That was my thought. I said, this might be painting a picture we could be seeing. But who else comes out? The best in the world. CM Punk comes out and literally starts beating the hell out of Seth and Braun right along with Sami, going outside the ring. Now Jey by himself, feeling good, ready to celebrate, ready to just yeet it up. And who else comes behind? Logan Paul. And he drops Jey Uso. And man, Logan Paul looking happy, looking proud. And this is the finish right here. Man. I'll tell you, man, this is just one of those things where I honestly say to myself, this was one of those shows I think they really did cook with this. Let alone, one of my favorite things I probably will say, my girl Lyra. Okay, Lyra, getting on the man. Hey, Lyra, keep doing your thing, girl. It's one thing you kept cutting your promos, but it's another thing now you are really capitalizing on these moments, and this is good. This is good for you. I'm proud. I'm proud because I knew this was something that you could have been doing. You could have been doing this months ago. But hey, if you got to bring the mind into it, I'm all for it. But honestly, one of my other favorite parts I really got to talk about. I'd be lying if I wasn't talking about, the greatest luchador of all time, El Grande Americano. Honestly, every time this man gets on the screen, I'm just happy and proud to see him. Every time, even when I seen him, I was like, man, there he is, the greatest of all time. I just couldn't stop saying it. I kept saying, get this man to the Gulf of America. Stop playing with him. That's the greatest of all time. I don't know how many times. Come on, man. This man is saving luchadors. Not paying them. Hey, say what you want. I'm just. The man's doing greatness here. Okay. And then, of course, Seth, man, I really do think, like, we go back to that one picture with just Sammy and just Sammy looking at Seth Braun. I'm telling you, something about that moment. I was like, this could be a what if, and a huge what if. Kind of low-key gave me that feeling had with Roderick Strong back in 2018 when he joined the Undisputed Era, and it kind of gave me that same kind of feel. Is it a possibility that we are seeing a foreshadowing moment? Is Sammy that next guy to join with Seth? Big possibility. Big possibility. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
Yeah, I thought Raw this week was all right. My favorite, of course, was El Grande Americano making an appearance on Raw and being diabolical as he generally tends to be. And so seeing that was great. And then the way that it ended with Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Jay Uso, Sammy, and CM Punk. I enjoyed it. I mean, even Paul Heyman had his time in there, doing what he does best, being Paul Heyman. It was just good to see. And I'm looking forward to how this is going to play out tonight. Saturday night's main event. This battle between Seth Rollins, Jay, Sammy, between Sammy, CM, Braun, and Seth. It's gonna be a good one to watch. I don't know what this means for Sami Zayn, because I know we talked about Sammy actually having a push this year, or possibly getting a push this year to be in that main title picture. But the crowd on Monday was chanting for CM Punk, and so at some point I feel like the WWE universe will have to answer this bell. We wanted to see CM Punk go for the gold a couple of years ago. Some things changed. He got injured in the Royal Rumble, and that kind of changed some things. This year he wasn't in the title picture per se, but he still was the main event at WrestleMania. And so maybe there's some type of swerve here where CM Punk is somewhere in the title picture going into either SummerSlam or definitely setting up for Mania next year. But I just feel like they got to answer this bell, especially with the way the crowd. They're in his corner firmly, and they have not left, and it don't seem like they ever will leave. CM Punk. So I mean, I guess one more time to see him carry the gold one more time, I guess, before he decides to hang it up for good with wrestling. And then lastly, Jay and Logan Paul. I don't even know what to say about this. It's kind of like why are we doing this? Because at this point in time, I don't see Logan Paul beating Jay Uso for the belt. I really don't. And Logan, he keeps getting the sneak attack blows in here and laying my man out. But it still should be a good match because it is Logan Paul and it is Jay Uso. And Logan, he delivers in these types of matches, and he's just a good athlete and a good talent in WWE. So we'll see what happens on Saturday night's main event. I'm looking forward to some of these matches, but they got to make way for the ring general to get back into the picture.
I'll say this. I think so far, a lot of people have complained about Triple H. Some people have complained about Triple H making his pay-per-view or PLEs. That should say, pay-per-view is a hard thing to break when you've been pay-per-viewing your whole life. They complain about the PLEs being predictable. That's been something like you can always okay, well, you're going to win the match. But how it's like as fans now, it almost feels like, okay, how are they going to win the match? Is it gonna, generate another storyline? Or that's pretty much where it's come to in certain aspects, especially for the mid-tier ones. Not the big pay-per-views are a little bit different, but those tweener pay-per-views or big events or Saturday Night main events that are getting you to the major ones, those ones are almost too predictable. I mean, I guess you can say they've been predictable in the past, but it still kind of feels that way right now. Now, with all that being said, I agree with you, HP Prince. I do not see Logan Paul winning tonight. There's no way and that I can see them taking the title off of Jay. They seem to be setting up Jay and Gunther one more time at some point, maybe right before SummerSlam. And then slow key, Seth Rollins is slowly making his way into the mix. They've kind of said it, but they're not pursuing it clearly, but he's still, they're all kind of just in it together. So it's making for an interesting dynamic, because then you're seeing Braun Breaker, who at some point will turn on Seth Rollins down the road and make his claim. Maybe he wins the Rumble, and then all of a sudden there's jealousy amongst it. Something will happen in all of that. You know what I'm saying? So that all will come ahead at some point. But I think they've done a decent job of at least keeping the story, like keep you entertained in it. It hasn't been like over the top, like, oh, I gotta see what happens next week. But it's been enough to be like, okay, they're moving the story along. So we'll see how things go tonight. Grande Americano, GOAT work. I just when do they give my man a title? It seems
need to make a title for him.
I know, like he might have to make his own, and he might have to Zack Ryder it and become the internet champion or something. I don't know.
Back a European title,
the champion. I don't know.
Hardcore title,
the Golf of America heavyweight champion,
Golf of America title.
Make it happen. But I think at some point they've got to push it. I know Worlds Collide is happening in like 2 weeks. So I don't know if they're trying to push that. So maybe Penta goes up against him there. I don't know. But all that stuff is starting to kind of, break down there. The Judgment Day situation is starting to not grow on me the way I like. Them introducing Roxanne Perez last week, I thought was a very interesting twist, even though I know she's not in the group per se. But I do like the fact that, once again, Finn is trying to cause chaos. He's also trying to cause chaos in the group and maybe send Dom on his way or which will maybe even lead him out of the group. But, so that storyline, like I said, it's kind of like the other one. I'm intrigued, but I'm not over the top intrigued. I will say the only other thing I really wanted to talk about was Rhea winning the Money in the Bank. I don't think she needed it, personally. Like, Rhea, I'm not gonna say you're Charlotte Flair, but after what happened, like you getting the title shot at WrestleMania, the way it happened, it gives those vibes. But she's at that level. She's at that level now that you could go away for a while. You can pop right back in the picture because you're Rhea Ripley. Becky Lynch, as soon as she came back, guess what? People were thinking championships. Nobody thinks Becky Lynch as a mid person that just got to fight. Yeah, she's not going to fight her way back. She's in the Intercontinental title mix right off the bat, and that's the way Rhea is. So she didn't need this, but I guess if you want the appeal of a Rhea Ripley being in the match, I understand it. I would have rather seen Kairi Singh get it, because I feel like she would have been really nice in that style of match.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, and I know you were talking about Zoe would have been great because she did such a good job last year. So, shout out to Zoe and prayers to her, like we talked about earlier. But yeah, I would have rather seen, and Kyrie was returning. Usually when people are returning, they win that match.
Make more sense.
And say like she didn't need that. And when I saw the booking and I saw who was in there, I said, oh man, Rhea's gonna win that. Like, why? Like Kyrie should be the one that wins that. But I digress. But overall, Raw was solid. I don't have any, too many quarrels with how it ended.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the whole thing with it thing. I think just like we talked about, a couple ones that was just a little too obvious. I do agree with that one with Rhea, man. Just she didn't really need it. And I felt like at the time I was like, well, I guess it's the decision they had to make. But I think that was already going to be the decision, whether Zoe got injured or not. Still, though, man, would have loved to see, either Zoe or mainly Kairi Sane get that. Because, again, you're returning. You had Julia win when she debuted. She's in the Money in the Bank. I guess you didn't want to have two. You know what? It's all right. I ain't even going. It's crazy. They didn't want to do nothing like that. No, y'all ain't want to. Okay, it's
All right,
cool.
cool.
Only be
They ain't
one.
want too much greatness. Only be one. Crazy. But we talked about some of the great things with Monday Night Raw. Now it's time to talk about that man, Shawn Michaels, constantly cooking it up with NXT, baby. That was a banger, man, I tell you.
Always.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, Sean. You did your thing this week. You cooked. You grilled. You
Smoked.
smoked. Come on now.
Hey, say smoked with the egg,
Smoke.
with the big egg grill. Yeah,
Come
with
on
the egg
now.
grill.
Hey, come on now. If you would have had a smoker, you was smoking for those hours, okay? That's a lot of marinating you was doing up in look. You baked, you sauteed. How many other ways do you want me to come on, man?
You flambéed.
Hey, flambe.
Okay. Okay. Hey, look.
You souffled.
He really cooked this week. This was a good going home show. We kicked this off, okay, with the young OG getting bouncy, Ashanti the Adonis, and randomly, Shawn Legacy from Evolve. Great triple threat match. And this was a match that whoever won this got a title shot at the North American title. Ricky Sainz. Ricky Sainz is on commentary. Who comes out to just try to beat the hell out of Ricky Sainz? Ego. Come on, you know what it is. This man, Ethan Page, going crazy. Sitting out here trying to beat the hell out of Ricky. Ricky trying to stand his own. Gets crazy. The young OG jumps on both of them. Out of nowhere, Shawn Legacy gets the dub on a shot to the Adonis. Now, this man's got a title shot randomly at Ricky Sainz for the North American Championship. I don't even know how this happens. I wanted this to be for the young OG, man. This is crazy. I don't even know. But you know what? Congrats to Shawn Legacy. Do your thing. Then we flash forward to something that was pretty interesting. Something that I've talked about before. Because if you're going to have a complaint about anybody having chains, and you put chains on this man every time I see him, now I'm distracted. But you know what? I'm not even going to get into that. But it was great to see the LFG winners from season 1,
Black
Tyra Maysteele, and Jasper Troy. Okay. And we know how Shawn, he loves this. We know how Shawn loves the culture, boy. It's great to see.
Yeah, man.
We out here winning, baby. This is
Yeah,
good.
man.
So,
Thank you, Sean.
good.
We appreciate you.
Sean, we love it. We love it. But Jasper Troy tells Ava he's going to make an impact tonight. Hey, we'll see what happens with that. Then we flash forward to Brooks Jensen and Sean Spears, man. Look, I'm gonna lie, the calling is looking good. Izzy Dane literally kicks the hell out of Brooks. Now at this point, Sean out here gets the rolling pin, and then they start to beat the hell out of Brooks Jensen. Now this looks good until Hank and Tank, they come out. They help Brooks Jensen. And honestly, this looks good. Sets them up for the 6-man tag team match they got going on at Battleground. And it looked good. Then we flash forward to OTM beating the new Chase U. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Andre Chase. You know, you got this new set of tag teams. You got this new group. And you know, this is not bad, but you know, I don't know. I'm not opposed to this. But I'm loving OTM. OTM's looking good, they're looking strong, and I'm not gonna say they could be the ones to possibly beat Hank and Tank, but that's not really happening no time soon because Hank and Tank, they're on and up, and I don't see them really losing anytime soon. So you can kiss that goodbye. Then we flash forward to the ruler and Miles Bourne. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Miles Bourne cut a hell of a promo.
I mean, Baby Orton is crazy.
Man, look, he said this ain't no Disney. He said when they say this ain't no Disney movie, oh yeah, Come on, we talked about this on Heartbreak last night. This was crazy. This was greatness right here. When I loved everything that Miles Bourne did, and I do think this could be a change in other guards. I do think so, man. He could be losing this. You know what happens? Jasper Troy, he comes out of nowhere, attacks Obafemi, puts him down for a little minute. And honestly, Jasper Troy tries to escape. Not gonna lie, almost tripped from the steel step. That was a little interesting to see. I didn't want to get a picture of that because that would have been embarrassing for you, John. That would have been real embarrassing for you, Jasper. I wasn't going to do that to you, bro. I would just say, next time, watch where you going. Okay. But then, Miles tries to offer his hand now to help over.
Jesus,
Over
Randy.
slaps Miles' hand. Kind of disrespect. Honestly, I ain't going to lie. Look at this. Looks like he ready to slap him.
I mean, this is Randy Orton, man. He looks
It really is. Young Randy. Yeah, it's crazy. This is his son. This is his son. I see it every day.
I need this storyline. I think, son, your mother and I.
Like this.
Not another Kurt Angle. Not
Man,
another.
But this one would be legit though. Look
This
how
what makes sense. This is what Kurt and Chad could have been.
Right.
This is what Kurt and Chad could have been.
I will teach you, my son, the ways of the RKO. I mean, just let's get the storyline going right now. Bring them down to NXT. Let it happen.
I see it. Oba gets up. And this is how it's looking, man. Oba's still looking strong. Gets up, acts like it really wasn't nothing, but it ain't nothing for the ruler. Then we flash forward to Lola Vice, the Latina Heat, okay, beating Fallon Haley. The only reason why she got that dub was really because JC Dane was interfering. Now, again, I've been telling y'all this before. We've been talking about this. This group is going to break up. Sooner or later, I don't even know where Jasmine Nix is at. Only two people I've been seeing lately has been Fallon Haley and JC Jane. And that's very concerning to hear. If I haven't seen Jasmine Nix, that's concerning. Because 9 times out of 10, I wouldn't be surprised if we see her on that. I ain't even going to say the rest. Then we flash forward to La Primera. Cutting a great old promo. Stephanie Valkyrie, man, she's just telling how Jordan Grayson's a great competitor. And pretty much just setting y'all up to let you know that at the end of the day, whose hand's going to be getting raised? It's going to be La Primera, Stephanie Valkyrie. Then we flash forward to my girl, Lonnie, man. Lonnie, look, I'm going to tell you right now. Lonnie versus Daria, okay? Lonnie came out in the entrance. This is what I was telling you before, Lonnie. You look good. Your entrance, you were more heelish this time. And this actually worked. Super kicks Daria. Zarya now falls on Soul. Soul catches her. That's a little moment. What happens? Good old Lonnie, man. Capitalizes and beats the hell out of Zarya for a second. Hits Soul. Comes back into the ring. And literally, after she comes back in, Zarya tries to spear Lonnie. Lonnie moves, dodges it. Zarya hits Soul. Soul gets knocked down on the ground. And then Lonnie gets the rolling and pin. And now she's got an opportunity at Battleground for that North
Have
American
her soul
champion.
snatched.
Come on, man.
That's what her opportunity
is. Have her soul snatched.
Congratulations. You just won the opportunity to have your soul snatched straight out of that body.
Hey, we're going to see because we talked about it, man. Anything can happen. Because if Zarya's in the picture,
and I ain't talking about stacks.
Come on.
Hey, yo.
Then we flash forward to, the concert. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Trick, Hollywood Trick. Ain't no Trick Willie Walker. Okay, Hollywood Trick cutting his song. He put, look, ain't no average Joe. There's no average Joe. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that song was hard. Good to have Waka Flocka on there.
The music video was funny too. I was like, oh, shoot. But got a whole music video for this.
Man, he was out there. Crowd was out there. There was a lady I said, happy early birthday, Trick. I love Trick. While he was out there reporting, doing this thing, goes out there, crowd's feeling it, Then he hits the little Joe Hendry joint, turns around, bam, there it is. Come on, Hollywood. Stop playing with him. Hey, and I actually like Tricks. I was like, you know what? I said, man, look, this was good for him. That was good. Comes out, goes good. Crowd's feeling it. Then we had Joe Hendry
Say his name.
at his concert. And honestly, I ain't gonna lie, man. Joe Hendry does what he does best when it comes to these. He goes crazy, goes and finds something old, something in the archives, pulls it up, makes some crazy edits, and literally has the whole crowd in there chanting mellows. Y'all know the rest.
Yeah.
Craziness, man, to the point where Trick comes out, pissed off, tells him, look, hey, why you going to the past? Ain't nobody looking to the past. This ain't what we doing. We ain't gonna look into the past.
Not the impersonation.
I'm bigger than the past. I'm bigger than NXT. I'm bigger than TNA. I'm bigger than you, Joe Hendry. I'm bigger than this crowd. How's that? Tells him. He's tired of it. He's sick of it. Joe says, look, it's a wrap. Trick literally tries to trick shot Joe. Joe gets out of that. Literally hits my man Trick with the choke slam. Looking strong.
The standing ovation.
Good. And this is the finish. Right?
Yeah, baby.
Man, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Boy, Trick. That boy bigger than NXT. He's bigger. He's better. Look, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Trick got me with this whole thing, man. This Hollywood Trick thing, I'm loving this, bro. We've been talking about this, and I think he got some of this. He got to stick with that, though. You got to keep saying you bigger than better. You keep doing that. That's gonna stick, because now that's a new shirt. I'm bigger. And then you just gotta put some brands on it. That's gonna cook. That's gonna cook. I'm giving y'all tools out here. Okay, I'm giving y'all free tools. But no, I mean, look, I loved everything about NXT the other night. I mean, one of my main things I really got to talk about, though, I think was really, I ain't gonna say it was comical, but I think to see my man Obafemi and Miles Bourne, I thought that was great. But the part where I say it was comical, my man Jasper Troy, okay, I'm sick of seeing him with these chains, bro. I don't know what it is with this. We got to stop this. Get these chains off of him. Y'all keep talking about, oh, it's distracting. No, this is distracting. Y'all are distracting me with this. And I don't know if this is on purpose. I don't know if this is just a joke. Y'all need to stop with this. I can't keep doing this with this whole thing, my man with the chains. Love to see Tyron May Steele make an impact, do something crazy, go crazy on that roster. But honestly, I think, again, Trick with that concert, man, look, when he even came out, the line that got me before he even started the song, he said, people break their neck. He said, the difference between me and you, people break their neck to see me. You break their neck for people to see you. I said, damn. I said, hold up. What? I said, no, that was fire. That was fire, Trick. That's what you say. I said, that's good. That's good right there. That boy cooked with that line. I was like, this is good. I ain't gonna lie though, Joe. You had them. When he brought that whole video out, I said, geez. I said, man, this is to a point where I said to myself, man, if he's losing the crowd on this, people still chanting average Joe. But that mellow, man, what?
Yeah.
Joe had him. And it was like, man, look, and we talked about this last night. Trick's got to win this. And if he don't win, man, what? The momentum he's going to lose is going to be bad. Now, it might not be that bad because he can go heel and just go crazy and start doing your whole crash out trick again. We can see it. I want my title. I want my title. Give me a title. You can throw them 3 or 4 cups off a table if you want to. But that ain't going to be you, Trick. That's not you. You Hollywood now. You got to go crazy. You got to let them know you Hollywood. You bigger than AFP. You bigger than TNA. You bigger than WWE. Come on, Trick. Mr. Xclusive, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
But before I go into my thing, shout out to Robert Brown. Thanks for joining us from Lafayette,
Indiana, in the
building.
building.
Yo, man. Hey, Rob. Look, hope you're enjoying the show, man. Glad that you found us on the stroll, man. But like, share all that good stuff, brother. Thank you for coming in. Now, with that being said, man, it took a while for them to figure out with Trick, man. They were trying to figure out, all right, we're gonna turn him heel, but what does heel Trick Willie look like? Well, we found out that Trick Willie is Trick Hollywood, and it's coming into full circle. He's done a really good job lately. I'm really proud of the work that Trick Williams has done on the mic and so on and so on. And so it's just one of those things that I love to see. I'm absolutely loving to see what Trick Williams is doing right now. And at first, I was a little wary about him going up against Joe. I'm like, man, I kind of, I like both guys. They both got great gimmicks. They got a lot of good things going on with them. I kind of want to see the match, but I don't want to see either one of them lose because I like both of them in that regards. But I think both guys did a really good job here. I mean, both having their songs. Classic Joe Hendry coming out there when he had Trick and Mello running through the house, and then you see the big Joe Hendry pop up on the side. I was like, yo, that jank was crazy. I was cracking up. I thought that was just too funny, man. Just too funny. So I absolutely love that. And there was a part of me that thought that Trick may win this. Like, I'm like, Trick might pull this off, and they kind of go from there, and that would be very interesting if they make that move. So this is the first time I ever felt like watching these two, or watching a TNA versus this person, that person might actually win. He's made really good appearances on TNA. The fans have been against him when they get on there. It could work, until maybe Hendry gets the belt back down the road. But I don't be surprised if Trick finds a way to win this. So I'm very, very happy about that. Also, I would say another match that, or another situation that kind of made me feel really good, or I guess I can say I'm interested in is Lonnie. I think Lonnie's situation is starting to. I like what I've seen from Lonnie. She looks bigger, not like fat, look like she's put on some muscle. Her body size is a little bit more tougher. If I don't know, maybe I'm saying that wrong. I don't want people to think I'm trying to. She looks great. I want to understand
body shaming.
I'm not body shaming, but you can tell her build is a little bit different. Like, she's bulked up. That's the word I was looking for. There we go. So
bulking up.
You can tell that she bulked up a little bit. I love the dynamic of this storyline, but I just agree with the Prince, man. Like, I think the soul may get snatched, man, and I don't.
That soul getting snatched.
I don't want it to happen because
I see it too.
Yeah, it's in a fantastic way.
Yeah, I don't want to do it because that's just kind of how that is. But we'll see on that. But I like that. I'm hoping that she can continue to do great things. Eric, you talked about this before the show, but me hadn't had a chance to fully get to embrace Heartbreak Hotel last night, but I said this, and Eric was like, Darrell, we just talked about this last night. And so there's a part of me that the way, even though it seemed a little chaotic this week, it was good chaotic on NXT, but you can tell that they're posturing to move people up and bring new stars in the mix. That the Sean Legacy thing just proves that to me. Because, Javon obviously probably should have been the guy, but you also got because he has that beef with Ethan, so that kind of makes that mix in the North American title just all work together. So that's the part for me that those are the parts for me that I really like. I enjoyed NXT once again. A lot of people feel this way, and I feel this way. NXT has been the most consistent show out of the three.
Absolutely.
They've been the most consistent show. I feel like every week you don't get like a really, you may have a really bad Raw or a lousy Raw or a little lousy SmackDown. But with NXT, it's just steady. You may get great, but you go back to steady. Great and steady. It never goes below. And you be like, man, what is this crap? Like, I haven't felt that way in a while. Not since probably maybe a little after 2.0 or something
2.0.
Like that.
Yeah.
So that was about it for me. But I really loved it. And Robert, you say, how often do we go live, brother? Well, quite a few bits, probably a couple days a week. So definitely pull on there. And Handsome Grim, Good news. You passed the board, man. Hey, man, you're a lawyer.
Congratulations, Hanson Grimm. Let's go.
We're in there.
We doing things. We doing
things.
Exclusive way.
And you got to check out Nighttime when you get a chance, Robert, because they do a lot of AEW review on there. We do it on here sometimes, and we'll talk it, but they definitely do a great job on there. Robert, Hanson Grimm, we appreciate it.
We hurt people.
We hurt people.
Yeah, man. So but I loved the NXT. It was great.
Yeah, and again, we said, I mean, I know I say it often that I just truly believe Shawn Michaels has his finger on the pulse of wrestling, and it's evident every week in NXT with the type of shows they put on, the type of storylines they put on, and then the matches that they lead up to. It's always great stuff. And I don't know, since Shawn kicked that kid, if that like changed him forever. I'm not letting it go because Eric used to mention it all the time about Shawn Michaels kicking a kid, and I was like, he kicked a kid? I don't remember. And my wife stumbled upon like a clip of Shawn Michaels just kicking people just in at different times. And one of them was when he kicked the little chef kid, man. Well, she wasn't even chef. She was a customer in the restaurant, and she talked inappropriately to Shawn Michaels a little too much, and he couldn't resist. But anyhow,
you don't do those things.
On story here. The thing that the takeaways from NXT that I have to hit on is Obafemi, the ruler. Because this thing with Miles Bourne, and the reason why I talked about this last night on Heartbreak, and the reason why I have heartbreak about it is because I just feel like the writing is on the wall here for Oba to get ready to go on to bigger and better things. Now, I could just be, being a little bit neurotic about it, but I just feel like it's just the way things have been happening with Miles Bourne winning the whole Rumble Gauntlet thing that they did on NXT. It came out of nowhere, and then for this man to be standing toe to toe with Oba in the ring, and then to be delivering the promos that he's delivering in the ring against, in my opinion, one of the better male promo people in NXT. When you talk about Obafemi, you giving him a mic and letting him just cut promos is phenomenal. And then when they played on the Disney aspect, it's just more things that I just was like, this is shaping up to be a disappointment here for an Obafemi fan like myself, for a ruler fan like myself, where I feel like Miles Bourne is probably going to be that Disney story. I think that's why they talked about it being Disney and how it doesn't always end with a happy ending. And we know the things that Miles Bourne has had to overcome, how he's been the underdog or has been looked down upon his entire life. And his ending promo of, I may not be able to hear the ref clearly count 1, 2, 3, but the fans in the building will hear it. And it's just like this.
Yeah, that was crazy.
A great line.
He's going crazy. Yeah, that line is crazy. And I just like, you know what? If he lost, if Obafemi does lose, and it is to Miles Bourne, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. The man that came out of nowhere, because honestly, I thought Javon Evans, Ego, somebody of that nature would win this opportunity here. But Miles Bourne looks like they have something that they can really build with him and his story, and to go from zero to hero. I just think that's phenomenal. I don't really worry about Soul and Kalani too much because we know the outcome there. I'm confident. I can't wait. I can't wait to put up the ticker next week and add another Soul to the ticker bar for my girl Soul Ruka. It's gonna be Kalani Jordan. My girl Soul snatched 3 bodies in the last pay-per-view to get the title, and she's gonna snatch another one tomorrow night at Battleground, and then we're gonna move on to getting her away from Zarya and let Soul be out here on her own and flourish, bro. Man. And then lastly, so we can move on, the work with Trick Williams and Joe Hendry. I mean, I love it. I love the fact that Trick kind of went out of his box this week, right? Came out and put on a concert performance. He's out here rapping a performance. And I'm like, okay, well, how's Joe Hendry going to come back from this? How's Joe Hendry? What can he say and do to really bounce back from something that Trick just put out with him being an average Joe? And I'd be John Brown if Joe Hendry didn't deliver. I knew when he had that schmuckish grin on his face, and he's after Trick cut the promo, and he's in the back and he's just working on the guitar strings. I said, Joe's got something, and he's got something. And the fact that they put that whole promo together of him and Carmelo Hayes and my man running out the building, Trick being in the, Joe being in the background while Trick's filling the face. It was theater, man. It was theater, and it was so good. And so that I'm really excited for this match because I feel like it can it has a lot of potential here. I want a specific outcome so bad that I can feel it. Pause. But I really want the TNA title to change hands to Trick Williams because I really want to see a story about the belt from another major promotion being on a different promotion. I really want to see this. Yeah. And I want to see like how they go about getting this, getting it back. And I don't know how long Joe Hendry has left on his current contract deal because I know that's something he talked about with CVV was that this was his contract year. But I want to see some type of story with this before Joe Hendry's time with TNA wraps. And so yeah, I think this has potential. I'm looking forward to it. I really do believe that Battleground is going to be an excellent PLE because it's Shawn Michaels, it's the performers in NXT that are just able to just deliver on all these different matches that you have when you talk about Stephanie Valkyrie and Jordan Grace, you talk about Kalani Jordan and Sol Ruka, Trick Williams and Joe Hendry, Oba and Miles Bourne. Like where in there is a bad match? Like where in there can you not see see these performers delivering? I don't know. So I'm looking forward to Battleground. It should be good. It should be really good.
Yeah. I'm very excited. And you said something about Miles Bourne. You was like, he just came out of nowhere. That's because he's Randy's son. That's why he came out of nowhere. I've been holding on that. I was waiting. I'm like, I got to bring that up. So yeah, that's why he came out of nowhere.
And real quick, I don't leave Handsome Grim out there. I know this is a different topic, but growing up, I was always a Sub-Zero fan. I was a huge Sub-Zero fan.
Going Sub-Zero on that too.
That was my boy from the original Mortal Kombat. Seeing him come in the movie, but just also the game itself. I was Sub-Zero. I will say over the years, Scorpion has grown on me and possibly has become one of my favorites. But he can never replace Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage was always my favorite. I'm a Johnny Cage guy.
Oh man, man. I'll tell you, man. But they cooked, man. They really cooked, man. And I'm telling you, man. I can see it. If Trick does get that title, man, you imagine that impact, that first episode with him, man. What?
Oh yeah, man.
I think if anything, that's gonna elevate that Hollywood Trick name, man. You give him that TNA champion, that's gonna give him that nice little title on to be like, yeah, that's an era. That's that Hollywood Trick era. I think, do something with it, man. Yeah. Do something with it.
To be able to say he carried the North American title, the NXT title, and the TNA title.
Yep. Before getting to the main roster.
I'm bigger than NXT.
You gotta work. You're building this character for him. Hey, make it a reality. Yeah. Make it a reality.
Make him bigger than everything. Just bigger.
Yeah. Oh my! I can't believe I even forgot. The Don of NXT.
The Don. Man, the Don. Man,
I think if I had to pick a match that I just want to like fast forward to in Battleground, it is that match. I am so invested in the Don and Stacks. It's unreal. I love, and we talked about this last night on Heartbreak, and he said it so poetically, just the importance of having this 4-person faction and what something like the family can be in wrestling and NXT in the main roster on WWE. Couldn't have put it into better words myself. I really I just always been a big fan of the Don and the family. And so that's why I'm a little heartbroken that Stacks, had to do what he did. And I'm just hoping that they find a way to beat some sense into him and get Stacks back under the Umbrella family so they can get back to business. And I could get these A1 vignettes that they do with the Don sitting at the head of the table, getting the information he needs to eventually, maybe, possibly get the NXT title. Hey, Stacks, what do you have? What do you got? Adriana, what do you have? I need to get back to this. Yes. I need to get back to this.
I agree, man. They got to find a way. If they, I agree that if whatever they end up doing, they got to rebuild the family. You cannot get rid of. It's such a good faction. Like it just would be gold.
It really would. That's what I'm saying. It's never been done before. You've never seen it happen, and this is something that it could really be like. Everybody's always loved the Italian mob. Everybody, but when you see it happen in wrestling, it's like, okay, this can work. This can work. Yeah. And there's so much they're doing so much greatness with it, man. That's what I'm like, man. They were going with the safe house, and I said, oh yeah, y'all,
the safe house. They did. They were they were killing it. Yeah.
It's like they know what they're doing with this.
Yeah.
Let them keep cooking. Bring them back, please, Sean. You listen to everything else.
Come on now.
Listen to this. I'm telling you now, bring the D'Angelo family back so they can come into the main roster and make their own. Look, you got the Wyatt Six doing whatever they want to do.
Yeah, they just be out there. I'll say this part. If you're going to keep them separate, you got to make them as rival families, right? Like at this point, I mean, if Stacks is going to, go about his way, he builds his own family. The Don has to replenish, and now they're battling for turf. Yeah. I mean, that's a storyline with it. Come on, baby, they always battling. What happens in every mafia movie? Yeah. They're battling for turf. He needs a rival to battle for the turf, baby. Yeah. And at some point, maybe that's the NXT championship. I mean, I'm not a writer.
Long-term storytelling.
No, long-term story. I'm not a writer. I'm just here.
Come on, Sean. Hey,
I'm not a writer. I just crush a
right with you. Okay?
We got you, Sean. We got you.
Come on, we got you. But we talked about some of the great things with NXT. Now we got to talk about some of the great things happening on the end of the week with Friday Night SmackDown, baby. So SmackDown. Hey, look. SmackDown truly was 3 hours of heat, 3 hours of fire, 3 hours of nonstop storytelling. Oh my God. 3 hours of nonstop storytelling that just keeps getting better, baby. And honestly, it was so good, I done got tripped up on my words. Because honestly, this was so good. I really enjoyed last night, man. I had so much fun watching this. Because, we kicked it off with a certain time. Tiffy Tom. Okay, she came out. She kind of talked about how she's been beating the greats. How she beat Charlotte Flair. First thing I said to myself, okay, that was last month. Why are we still talking about this? Good thing that came out. Alexa Bliss comes out. Says how, of course, I won the Money in the Bank. I beat Nia Jax, too. The only thing is I like Nia Jax, but I don't know you. Then who else comes out? Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair comes out. And Tiffy Tom says, well, what's the point of you coming out, Charlotte? Wasn't it you the one that said that it's a cheap way to win a title with the Money in the Bank? Then she even sits there and calls Alexa Bliss and Charlotte vintage. Damn near the standard. And she said she's the upgrade. Crazy work. Then we flash forward to the triple threat with Julia, Zelina Vega, and Charlotte Flair. Great match. And honestly, this was Julia's debut match, and she got the dub, hitting Zelina Vega, and now she's got an entry spot in that Money in the Bank match. Then we flash forward to the Blackheart, which I think is the Blackheart and the way the man, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa. Now, Tommaso Ciampa had a match against Chris Sabin from the Motor City Machine Guns. Okay? Had a match. Candice LeRae comes in, she interferes, and literally helps Tommaso Ciampa get the dub. And I think this is good for Candice LeRae. Now you got her out the picture with the Nia Jax thing. Now she's not looking like second fiddle or the side person. Now she's got a purpose. And the fact that she's with her husband, this is good. This is what we want. This is what you want. Why? Because now we can get the way Johnny Gargano that we used to see from him, 2020, being on BS, okay? Dancing around, being obnoxious, and the Poison Pixie. This is going to be good, okay? Think about this. Then we flash forward to, honestly, I don't even know why. But these men have been sitting here brawling for months. And I'm loving this. I'm not going to lie. But would I say this is something that I pray for? I don't know. But to see Drew just period on the screen just brings a tear to my eyes. Because, man, it's really just a miracle. Because Drew McIntyre just beating the hell out of Damian Priest, or just having a brawl. They're already talking about how they're going to be beating the hell out of each other at Saturday night's main event. And it was just a great sight to see. Then we flash forward to a new one. I wouldn't even say a new and formed tag team, because Meechin and B-Fab, okay, Meechin and B-Fab coming out with new music, okay, as a tag
Fire,
team.
by the way. Fire, by the way.
Fire. And I'm thinking that the way that they are building B-Fab and Meechin, I'm liking this. I'm liking this a whole bunch. Please, man, you got to give these women a title. Keep the story going for them. I love the fact that y'all didn't cut their segment, because this is something I felt like if they had something, they would have cut something like this, and they didn't. And this is good. I like everything they did. Meechin did her thing. B-Fab did her thing. The Secret Herberts did their thing. Chelsea Green, of course, killed it. And it was great to see this, man. It looks good for everybody. Then we flash forward to, what can I say? The new Bloodline 2.0. Okay, with Jacob Fatu, Jeff Cobb. So, of course, they would say JC Mateo. But I'm going to tell you what the JC stands for. The JC stands for Jeff Cobb. Okay, beating the big brother, Jimmy Uso, and Ray Phoenix. Now, Solo, honestly, like I said before, this man is continuously growing on me. Yeah, I love it. He's doing great stuff. This man is out here already in the back. Now, first of all, we can go back to the backstage. They was already talking backstage. Okay, and Solo was telling him and Jacob, well, mainly Jacob Fatu, that Jacob really needs to start getting along with Jeff. And Jeff said, "Look, I don't trust you. I don't know you. You for damn sure ain't blood, and you ain't family." Then Solo said, "No, we family." Yeah, and Jacob stops him, said, "You ain't even saying it right. Don't even sound right." You know what I mean? Walks off. Crowd goes crazy. They pop for it. Come on, man. Stop playing with the big blood. Stop playing with the Simone Werewolf. That man is over, okay? That man's got aura. But then we flash forward to R-Truth, cutting a hell of a promo, saying he is going to beat the hustle, loyalty, and respect back into John Cena. I thought this was a great promo, man. He killed it. Did great. And honestly, I'm hoping that this is for the title. Needs to be. And even if he loses, who cares? So what? But they need to continue with this, because this has really got a story here. This has got a story. And I'm loving this, man. R-Truth cut a great promo. He had me invested. He made me laugh. I loved everything he did. Keep going with the national treasure. Then we flash forward to LA Knight and Aleister Black and Shinsuke Nakamura in a triple threat match for the Money in the Bank qualifying match. LA Knight steals the victory, by the way. Okay, Aleister Black hits Shinsuke Nakamura with a black mask. LA Knight runs in, throws Aleister Black out the ring, steals the W, and now this man's in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. Then we flash forward to the main event. Fraxium and the Street Profits. Now, I wonder what you're thinking. Why does my man Tez look like this? Why does my man Tez look like he's shook? Why is my man Tez looking like he's ready to play? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Because something came. Something happened. Something appeared. A certain Sticks. White 6. They returned, came back, and beat the hell out of every single tag team that was there. That's right. Hate to say it. They beat the hell out of Profits. They beat the hell out of Fraxium. They beat the hell out of Motor City Machine Guns. They beat the hell out of DIY. Clean house. Made it look easy. Hell. I can't help myself sometimes when I say that. I'm sorry. Even Candice LeRae got handed to her, okay? It's insane. They clean house. And then, how was it looking? The White 6. Looking great. Fireflies buzzing. And this is the finish. Right here. Man, I ain't gonna lie. SmackDown truly was heat. Fire. Non-stop storytelling that just kept getting better, baby. Look, I'm not capping about this. This was good. Okay? Start to finish. I didn't have a problem with this. I thought what was crazy, first of all, starting off, Tippy Tom calling Alexa Bliss and Charlotte vintage is crazy. Like these women wasn't going crazy 10 years ago. But then it's like, I see why you said that. It's like, I really, when Tippy said that, and I looked back, I said, damn, this is 10 years ago I'm looking at. Just Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, this is 2015, 2016. What? Tippy Tom's a new, man, what? Storytelling. And I was like, man, y'all going crazy with this. But I think, again, nothing I love to see. Candice LeRae coming back, joining up with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Keep this going. This is great. Don't stop that. Y'all need to continue with it. Now, the only thing, you know what would have made it better? If you didn't release Indy Hartwell. I mean, kudos to her. Shorty's doing her thing. She's killing it right now in Australia. Might be going to AEW. But it would have been good. Why? Because you could have brought back the way. You could have brought back the family. Why else? You had Austin Theory. Could have brought that back. But hey, I'm not the one that's telling these stories there. I'm not the one that's got my pen to the paper. Another thing I love to see. Of course, I could have talked about Mello and Miz. That was something that was a little interesting. We already see the fractions going with that. I could have talked about the man with the magic boot going crazy. As always. Okay. Love what they're doing with the bloodline. I've always said they need to start putting this is the new bloodline story. This is continuing. We already seeing new fractions of this family starting. I love it. Jacob, I think, is going to be the new tribal chief. Regardless, I'm seeing this. The way I'm seeing this, I see it. I see it for Jacob. I see it for him. But honestly, one thing I really want to talk about, it's not even the Wine 6. LA Knight. LA Knight. I'm going to talk about this for a minute. Because I don't think people understand. When I'm kind of seeing some stuff with LA Knight where if the crowd turns on LA Knight, it don't mean nothing for this man, okay? Look, I'm already seeing some Hitler stuff. You stole that win. That's not no face thing to do. Now, if y'all know anything about LA Knight before he was LA Knight, that man was Eli Drake. Okay? Now, if this man goes heel, which I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for this crowd. I'm waiting for any crowd to turn on LA Knight. Y'all think he was great as a face? Watch this man cook as a heel. Watch. I can't wait. When he starts calling y'all dummies, watch how the crowd will turn back and love LA Knight again. Let them even bring back the dummy button. If LA Knight brings the dummy button, dummy, yeah, dummy, yeah, dummy, yeah. Oh, it's raps. I'm telling you right now. I'm waiting for them to let LA Knight go here. I'm waiting for the crowd to be like, yeah, we're tired of LA Knight. Bet that. Say less. Let him do that. Let him cook. Because you know why? You need a good heel. And he can do that. You need a good heel that can talk. He'll do that and hit you with a dummy, yeah. Dummy, yeah. Dummy, yeah. Heartbreak Prince, what are your thoughts, man? What you think?
SmackDown was cooking, man. They did a good job. It was a good show. I like the way they opened the show. I will say with Tiffy, ever since that WrestleMania feud with Charlotte, it has changed her, and I think she has kind of found herself, and she's become that new. I mean, my girl got a Picasso in her house now. Shout out ATL, because she handed it to two legends in the ring, women in the women's division, standing in the ring with her, especially with her line about them being, the standard, and now she's the upgrade, and left it off with the mic drop there, because as long as she has the title, it will always be Tiffy time.
Time.
To see her grow like this, it just tells me she is one that learns, from, I don't want to say her mistakes, because I'm sure she does, but and I don't want to say that Charlotte and her was a mistake at WrestleMania, but she's learned, how to be a better performer, how to be better on the mic, that type of thing. And you could tell she's starting to kind of feel herself in her character, and she's more confident about it. And that's what you're starting to see. Like this aura, her aura is growing. Like she's going Super Saiyan. And so yeah, it's great, man. And then of course my next highlight, just to keep it quick, is I love seeing the fact that they're doing something with Michin and BFAB.
Yes.
I've been a big, huge proponent of Michin having something, because I do feel like the work she's been doing in the ring, especially since her return back to WWE, has been great. And and I know she's excuse me, she's not been viewed as probably that main card character, but I do believe she fits somewhere in that mid card picture. But since there's really no space right now, story developing with that, the fact that they tossed her in here and they put her and BFAB together, and it's possible that they could work towards tag team gold. Hey, I'm for it. I just want to see them do something with somebody the caliber of Michin, because I do believe that if the WWE could put her in the right situations, they could have a good star on their hands. And then lastly, I got to give it to the Profits, which are always up. The way that they put together matches, man, I don't know who it is that's calling these matches, that are putting them together. I know these wrestlers, that the ins and outs, the secrets of how they put together these matches, but it is something that every time that the Profits are in a match, it is just, the caliber of match that it is, being A1. The crowd is always invested. That, you got them chanting "Fight Forever." This is awesome. And it's the energy, and I do believe it's the energy of a Montez Ford and a Brian Dawkins. I do believe like you could put them against any tag team within WWE, and they're gonna make it gold. And then to pair them with Fraxium, another group that can just go in the ring and they can keep up speed for speed, strength for strength, that type of thing. It's just phenomenal. I mean, it really is. But what I give Ford credit for is the way that he put the Wyatt Six, I'm not gonna say over, but the way he performed, seeing them in the ring, the way he sold it, like the oh my gosh, doing the whole prayer, the whole Catholic prayer thing, like it's crazy, man. It's awesome. It's just good. The energy, the facials, all of it. I mean,
that's a moment he gave. That was
it's
like
a moment he gave
thing.
them. Yes. And that's what I love
Didn't
about
have to
Ford.
make it.
He didn't have to make it. I love about Ford is you could tell he just believes, and this is my opinion, but I get the feeling that he believes that everybody can eat. Nobody has to be, you don't have to step on anybody else to get to where you need to go, type of thing, and in his moment, when they're putting together the match that they're putting together, for him to take the time to have that just visceral but good, like just reaction to Wyatt Six standing in the ring, which was something which is a sight to see. I mean, I got excited seeing the Wyatt Six, because we've talked about this for a little bit about where has the Wyatt Six been, and then we learned that there was an injury in there, and so they kind of put the whole team on the shelf. But seeing them back in the ring, seeing the chaos, seeing the carnage, all of that in the middle of the ring it was great, and I was just so happy and excited to see that this is how they ended SmackDown. The Wyatt Six back in the ring, causing havoc. Now, the only thing I couldn't catch was he said something about the reason why that cake was in the ring. And I don't know if it was Bray's birthday or if it was okay. I'm about to say, I don't know if it was his birthday or it was his celebration of the character or what. But he said something before he blew it out. And so shout out if it was Bray's birthday. Happy birthday, Bray. We miss you. And thank you for for just having the mindset, the genius to come up with a character like this and a group like this and to carry it the way that you did. And now it's still living on through your brother, which is just an amazing thing to see. And it's another one of those things that gives you the chills when you see him out there. Yeah, it's like, man, his brother is carrying on this legacy, and he's doing a great job. My last thing, and I'm gonna let you go, Mr. Exclusive, was I was wondering if Alexa Bliss would come out. That's what I was thinking that when I saw him in the ring. I said, is Alexa going to come out too? But yeah, great SmackDown. It's definitely the way they ended it, phenomenal.
Yeah, SmackDown was good. Once again, I really were excited to see the YS6 come back. My only thing with everything with that is please do it right. I think this is in the direction of doing it right, where they attacked everybody. Kind of how like they did when they started off. When they came back that first time, we was like, whoa, they killed Chad Gable, but he resurrected. That's Jesus stuff. Like, I don't even know you could do that.
Yeah,
but that man was bleeding from the head. Like, he shouldn't even be there. Maybe that's why we had Grande Americana, because they killed Chad Gable.
That makes sense. Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know. But what I do know is they could do this right. I wouldn't have them talk. I wouldn't have them do anything, cheesy. Just attacks. Attack them, a dark steak, but sexier. Just terrorize people. If you're going to terrorize the tag team division and that's where you want to keep it, terrorize the tag team division. You want to use them as mercenaries and they attack people at the random at the bay of somebody, do that. But you got to
interrupt every single title match.
You got to do it right. If you want it to be right, and I think they can do something with it if they do it properly, but we shall see. Shout out to Tez. I agree with you guys 1,000,000,000%. And this is why Tez solo for me has to happen. The facial expressions, the vision in the ring, that stuff comes naturally. There's only a few wrestlers that really have that. First person that comes to my mind is Shawn Michaels. I'm not calling him Shawn Michaels. I'm not calling him Shawn Michaels, but when Ric Flair can call Shawn Michaels the greatest performer of all time, that tells you enough. Anything, if Ric Flair says that, that's enough for me. I said it, he's in my top 5.
Yeah.
I look at this man and I say, man, that's greatness right there. Tez has those characteristics. It's hard to get though. There's a couple wrestlers that have that characteristics. Tez has it. So when he does go solo, he's going to be great. There was a point I used to thought, when Dawkins, if they do split and they go solo, that Dawkins wouldn't be okay. Dawkins is going to be fine. He's done some really good work lately as well. He will be fine. I don't know what the capacity would use him at, when that does happen, but he's going to be just fine when they do that. And I there's a part of me that says when they lose those tag team titles, that's when it happens. Tay's been doing great work and promos on his Instagram page, talking to himself, but I love it. And so when you start to hit a hint, you can do this yourself. Like that's coming.
Yeah,
you just gotta wait for it.
He did say that one of those. I said, "Oh,
it's coming." So be patient. Be patient. Yeah. But I've been patient for years. When the time is right, he's going to be amazing. I wanted to talk about R-Truth's promo. Great promo. I thought he did a really good job. I will say this: we've got to fix R-Truth's hair. That's not going to work. I'm going to show everybody real quick. Like, I don't know what's going on there. I love
what's up.
That's my dude. Y'all know I love R-Truth, but we can't have that, man. I noticed it when he was on CVV. I'm like, bro, man, what's going on with R-Truth? It's not paying. He's hanging in there for dear life.
Yeah.
But the truth is, that we got to fix that, brother. I love you, man. I love you. But we got to fix that.
The truth is
let it go.
The truth is we got to fix that. Shout out to Julia. Love the Julia getting in that Money in the Bank match. Great job by Tiffy Time. Growth on the promos. I need Alexa Bliss to win Money in the Bank. If it's not a Naomi, if she gets in that mix, it needs to be Alexa
If
Bliss.
it's not Naomi, it's got to be Alexa.
It's got to be Alexa Bliss. It's one of those two. If you decide to go with one of the new guns and go Julia or go Roxanne, Roxanne Perez, I can see that, but I don't think that's the case.
Prodigy in the bank.
I think this match for them is going to help propel them and help kind of get them into more people's eyes. So Triple H is doing a good job with that. I didn't like the way he treated them for that first month. It's been a little bit rough the way they were getting treated there, but nicely they both get wins to get into the Money in the Bank. So nicely done there, Trip. And Meechin and Fab, I want to see more for them. Shout out to B-Fab in particular, because I really think she has grown. Think about having in her situation when she was NXT, she comes to the main road, hit row. She doesn't really get any time. She's just kind of, she's there with the group, they're talking, but she's never in the ring. But ever since they put her in the ring, every time she gets in the ring, I see growth every single time.
Yep.
That's the growth that I want to see in Jade Cargill every single time that she's in the ring. So shout out to B-Fab. I just wanted to give her love.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, B-Fab, keep doing your thing, man. Look, I get it. When you doing stuff, when you do stuff with Tez and Dogs, you're under some of the greats with the Prophets. I get it. It's rubbed off. You already had it, but now it's upgraded. Some people say they upgrade like Tiffany Stratton. But man, I mean, we got a lot of things, the great things to look forward to. We got a lot of things with Saturday night's main event. We got, Battleground this Sunday. Then we also got, of course, for AEW, Double or Nothing. So many things going on. So much greatness going on this weekend. Come on now.
We heard
people. I love it, man. But as always, please make sure you follow us on all of our social medias, okay? Because y'all need to do this. And please make sure you like and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook. We on that. Instagram. We on that. X. We on that. TikTok. We on that. Because look, if y'all don't keep following and subscribing us, how are we going to keep giving y'all this greatness? Because we're going to keep doing it regardless. The exclusive way. Okay? Look, man, you see what it is. Y'all know what it is, okay? Stop playing. Okay? Because look, we talked about a lot of great things, okay? I'm going to see if I can break this down. We talked about some of the great things with Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, Jey Uso. We talked about some of the great things with NXT, with Lonnie, Trick Willie Wonka.
Gold snatched.
The young OG. The young OG. The average Joe.
The average Joe.
The Soul Snatcher.
The chain stealer.
And with SmackDown, with Tippy Tom. Okay. The Simone Werewolf. LA
I mean.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Say it right, Solo. Say it right.
Yeah. And the Wyatt Six coming back. And going
one thing
crazy.
real quick, E, I know you're doing your thing to close it out.
Yeah.
Solo said, when Fatu said, I love you, Solo, he gonna look and say, JC, that's the first time he said that in months. Solo is on some other stuff, man. That's the first time he said that in 6 months.
I love this Solo. I'm telling you, he's
this is good, bro. It's so good.
He's killing it, Han Solo.
He is. Hey. Oh God. But I'm your humble host, your man, your myth, your legend. We got the one man and the only man that can check you into the Heartbreak Hotel, Heartbreak Prince himself.
I don't kick kids.
Hey man, but you might have to start. You might have to start.
And we have the legacy maker himself, Mr. Exclusive.
In the building.
Because we are the Exclusive Knights, and we always ensure that we are the best there is, the best there was, and the best that ever will be. And to ensure
execution, baby.
That's right, baby. To ensure that your nights will never
be the same.
Yeah. Yada I mean.
Yada I mean.